so fucking precious when you smile. Yeah. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's me, and I'm doing a story time today. You know, I realized like this story is not a good story. It's not a fun story. This is a story time about the time I caught my boyfriend with another girl. Okay, so this happened like a few years ago. I was dating this guy, and I want to start off this video first by saying, if you're in a relationship, it is in no form of okay to ever like put your hands on nobody. Guys hitting girls, girls hitting guys. It's just, I mean, I know I'm not in a relationship now, but it just shouldn't be. Like, you should never be in a relationship where you feel like you may be physically like hurting someone, or someone that's physically hurting you. Like, it should never come to that. Basically, I was dating this guy, and we was dating, for some months. Day before, whatever, my boyfriend is home with me, and he's like, babe, I left my charger somewhere. I need to go get it. And it was like somewhere close, like down the street. Well, not really down the street. So I was like, okay, yeah. So he was using my car at the time. So he used my car or whatever, and it was taking a while. So I was confused as to what was taking him so long. So I called him, and I was just like, hey, um, where you at? Like, you said you was gonna go get your charger. Like, where you at? He's like, oh, I'm on the way back or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. So after that, like, I waited around for a while, and finally came, and he came back, and he had some food in his hand. But the food he had, it wasn't like he went out to a restaurant and got some food. He had like a container full of food, like somebody was cooking. So I was like, okay. He came back. He was like, oh, did you want some? So and so cooked it, or whatever he said, whatever he was making up. And he was like, yeah, did you want some? I was like, maybe later, like, not really. And I didn't think nothing of it. If I don't feel like I need to be worried about my man, I'm just not. So I didn't question him. I didn't say nothing. So after that, the next day came, and I went to work. I was at work, minding my business. And I get a DM on Twitter, and it's from my friend. So my friend DMs me, and she's like, hey, you need to call me ASAP. And I'm at work, like, what's going on? What's up? So she DMs me, and my friend says she's talking to some guy, and this is his name or whatever, right? And I was like, yeah, that's him. And she was like, yeah, she said they've been talking or whatever. So I was like, okay. I'm the type of person, if I'm having conflict with somebody, I want that resource. Like, I want to come up to you directly. I'm not going to go around and ask other people for information. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to do no runaround. I'm just going to go straight to the person that said it, because that's pointless. Why am I going to go ask other people about stuff that don't have nothing to do with them, or they could just make up a lie, period. So I was just like, well, give me the girl number. So I got the girl number, and after that, we're texting back and forth. She's like, hey, my name is so and so. We're gonna just call the girl Lisa. Me and Lisa, we texting back and forth, and she's like telling me like, yeah, me and him been talking. Where he hit me up on Facebook or something, and I don't even know how to work Facebook. So Lord knows I was never gonna like. I never was gonna like go through his phone or nothing like that, or even go on Facebook or think to go on Facebook. I don't use Facebook. Like, I'm gonna need some proof. Like, you're gonna have to send me some type of proof that y'all talking. So she sends me like some stuff. She's like, yeah, this is his number, this is his Facebook. Yeah, he came to my house or whatever, and he met my dog, and then I gave him some food. So I was like, You gave him some food. What kind of food? And she was like, yeah, I put it in a container for him to go.
I ain't got time to play with your ugly ass.
I was like, okay, this all making sense now. He was really gonna give me a piece of that too. You really just gonna sit up here? You gonna bring some other bitch food to my fucking house? And you want some? No, don't nobody want none of that lying ass food. So I'm like, okay, this girl, she telling the truth. So that was one thing that really pissed me off. For two, I'm like, what color was the car he pulled up in? She was like, well, he pulled up before in a blue car. I don't know too many people with blue cars. Nope, just me. Yeah, I don't know too many people with blue cars. So after that, I was like, okay, well, he's pulling up in my shit. He's bringing me food that she cooked or whatever. Like, you going over to the girl house. Like, why you even hit her up? After that, I get a text message from him out the blue, out the blue. He texts me. He's like, babe, would you think, would you have a problem with me being friends with a girl that I didn't tell you about? And I just wrote back and told him I would talk to him when I get home. Basically, just, I guess he knew he was caught because he just kept texting me and texting me. We just talking back and forth about nothing. Like, the whole thing was so fucking stupid. It's just so stupid. I don't even know, whatever. I was just over it. And I pulled up at the house. He not really saying nothing. I didn't say nothing. I just told him he need to go. And that was the only thing I remember I said. After that, it was a whole bunch of arguing, and it was just like, I'm gonna just sum it up like this. You ever be in a relationship and just like, you love that person so much that you just, whatever, yeah, that is kind of true, or yeah, you are kind of right, or like, it's okay. Like, I was doing that. I was really that person that was like, I was like making it seem like it was okay and it wasn't okay. And I don't even know why I stayed in that. I just, you know what? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I really stayed in that just because I didn't want to feel lonely or I didn't want to not be in a relationship. And that's why I feel like now I've been single for so long, because it's just like I'd rather be in something that's going to be always communication and always positive, more positive than negative, than to just, not be lonely and just to be with anybody just because I don't want to be lonely, or I don't want to be by myself, or I don't want to do stuff by myself. Like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm on some other shit. Like, if that nigga not making me happy, or he not being positive towards me, and if we are always arguing and everything is toxic and every day somebody got an attitude, it's not worth it. Like, and that's why I just tell myself, well, if I'm gonna be lonely, like, I'm gonna be lonely, and I'm gonna just make it happen, because I just feel like nothing so toxic is worth my energy. Like, that stuff be fucking with you mentally, physically, all that, and I just don't feel like that shit wasn't for me no more. And I'm glad to this day that, like, it took a lot of, that wasn't even like the last thing that got us to break up. I think it was a little bit more than that got us to like break up and everything, but it was just like, I could look back at that now and say that wasn't for me, or like, that was toxic and I shouldn't have stayed, and just wasn't for us. That whole relationship, it just wasn't for us. That wasn't us. Like, us separately as people, like, we're cool. Like, he's a cool person, I'm a cool person, but us together, it just wasn't happening. And this wasn't really supposed to be like a funny story time or nothing, but I ain't mean to like make it like all sentimental. No, this story time wasn't meant to be funny. It was just meant to put out some real shit and be real with people and be real with myself. And I feel like that's why I'm trying to do YouTube more. Like, I want to be real with myself. I want to do shit I want to do and share it. Whoever not with it, you just not with it. And that's cool. Like, that's fine. Sometimes it's better to be by yourself and figure yourself out than to be with somebody else just because you don't want to be lonely. That was really it for this video. That was my story time. That's all I gotta say. I just had to put that out there and just bring some realness to my channel real quick. So see y'all in the next video.